today is. Today is International Women's Day and has been celebrated year-round the world from the 20th century and was officially recognized by the United Nations in 1997. International Women's Day first emerged from the activities of the labor movement in North America and across Europe. This is a day when women are recognized for their achievements without regard to gender biases, gender divide, and it's a day that we are able to come together, such as national, and discuss ideas on national, ethnic, linguistic, cultural, economic, or political values. Since those early years, International Women's Day has assumed a new global dimension for women in developing countries alike. The growing international women's movement, which is strengthened by the Global United Women's Conference, has helped in the commemoration of rallies and has also helped to build support for women's rights participation in political and economic arenas. Do you also know that National Women's Day was observed in the United States on February 28th? The Socialist Party of America designated this day in honor of the 1908 garment worker strike in New York, where women protested against working conditions. But the first milestone in US was much earlier, in 1948. Indignant women being barred from speaking at anti-slavery conventions, Americans, Elizabeth Cady and Stanton, Lucretia Mott, a few hundreds of other women that also contributed to this movement. So together, we are going to demand civil, political, and religious rights in this program as we celebrate the International Women's Day today. Welcome again to the Citizens Conversation, where we're going to be engaging some of the women that are in the tech spaces to discuss what they think, what it feels like to be in the tech space as a woman, and the challenges that we face, and the contributions and suggestions that we think can make women more inclusive in political space and also in the tech space. Thank you. So I'm going to be welcoming three amazing tech women today, beautiful ladies today, to join me as we discuss about women in tech space today. I'm going to be welcome. With me I have Mary Ogar. So Mary Ogar she's a director of digitalfill Edtech company. Please let's put your hands together as we welcome Mary Ogar. So she is the director of digitalfill Edtech company. I'm just going to do the basic introduction. Meanwhile, they used to say that if you want people to, the way you want people to address you is the way you would introduce yourself. So she would do the bigger introduction of herself, but I will do the basic introduction. She is the director of digitalfill Edtech company. She began her career in teaching children coding and robotics as an educator in Co-Creation Hub, Nigeria, which presented the opportunities to collaborate with the European Union and launch Co-Labs Go Africa, funded collaborative projects and innovative schemes with a motive to accelerate the adoption of richer learning using Go Lab ecosystem and digital content for the students in Africa. She has also pioneered Facebook. She has also partnered with Facebook, and served as program coordinator and business development manager in the education technology sector. She holds a bachelor's degree in computer science and a master's degree in information technology. Please put your hands together as we welcome this beautiful lady, Mary Ogar. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How are you doing today? I'm fine, thank you. All right. So also, before you introduce yourself, I would like the other speakers to also join us. They also panelists. Deborah Adesipe. I'm not sure I got the pronunciation right, but I'm going to be welcoming Deborah Adesipe. It's me. Put your hands together and welcome Deborah Adesipe. She is a UI UX freelancer. When I hear that word UI UX, I'm like, it's so complex. How do people do it? How do females even do it? But amazingly, I have somebody here that we are also going to be learning from, as well as myself. I'll also be learning from her. So please, it's an open conversation. Feel free to ask her questions as much as you can. And then also, joining me on stage would be Adimula, Oluwabukola Adimula. She's the Communication Associate for Citizens Common. Please, let's put her together as well. Okay, so right about now, each of the panelists with me will actually be introducing themselves so that they could give you deeper insight about what they do. At least that would give justice to the introduction. So let's start with Bukola. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Bukola. I work with Citizens Common as a Program Associate for Communication and Engagement.
Thank you, Bukola. Welcome. Please let's begin. Also, Mary Ogar will also be giving a deep insight about herself.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Mary Ogar. I'm the Director of Digitalfill, an education company, education technology company. We train kids and teens, also including adults, on tech courses, coding, robotics, animation, programming. Also, thank you.
Okay, and then Deborah Adesipe. I'm not sure her name, but she also.
Deborah Adesipe.
Okay, Deborah Adesipe. Okay, welcome. Please, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you. I'm Deborah Adesipe. I'm a freelance UX designer. I've been designing for close to 3 years now.
Okay. Thank you, Deborah, and welcome. So, actually, we all know what sDay is. Okay. So right now we will be talking about Future Forward Female Tech 2023, and I'll be asking a few questions, and this is in commemoration of the International Women's Day, and the theme is digital technology and innovation for gender equality. Let me direct my first question. So I'll direct my first question actually to Mary Ogar. Okay, so my first question is this. We know the theme for this year, International Women's Day, is digital technology and innovation for gender equality. And we also know that equality is not just something that we should just say. It's something that we should embrace, and we should also prioritize equity, because it means creating an inclusive world. How do you think that we can create more inclusive world for women in tech today?
Giving them safe space to work. for me, giving them safe space to work and encouraging them. That's one of the ways you can create an inclusive world for women, giving them the opportunity, making sure the environment they are in is conducive, they are expressive, they give the opportunities to grow, and you also have to encourage them. You don't talk them down, you give them the opportunity to grow as every other gender.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much, Mary. So it is, to cap what you said, is giving them space, safe space to work. Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, I'll be directing my next question to, I'll be directing it to Deborah. I don't call this one, so I don't make mistake, but I'll be directing my next question to you. So please, Deborah, tell me, in your own opinion, do you think that cultural issues from the background of gender equality gap? You know how it is that they say, oh, females are not supposed to do this, females are discriminated based on their gender because, oh, female belong to the other room and all of that. So do you think that this is why there have been gap in equality, in tech equality for females? And how do you think that these cultural issues and differences can be addressed? Can you outline some points that you feel like we could address these cultural issues? Thank you.
Concerning equality, I think that we've come a long way compared to where we used to be before. So all the programs and initiatives that have come up have been helpful, because we see that now women are also taking on some of these roles. But in tech space, I think that there's still more that can be done, because as women, I believe that, because I've talked to some of my friends, or people are not even necessarily my friends, but have come to me for advice, and they're like, are you sure? They're like, they know that they cannot be able to cook. And I'm like, if you put in effort, this thing is, if you're willing to learn. But I think there's this mindset already that girls are not for the tech space and something like that. So I think that, first of all, there should be that awareness, not just for people, like for everybody individually. So there's no, oh, you are saying that there's this, what's it called, thinking that the tech space is for guys. So everybody, as parents, as teachers, we should also allow these girls to be included in this, and even from, I think from primary education also, this thing should be brought into schools. So in schools, everybody should be taking like similar courses. So it's not like when girls see like guys are with computers, they don't believe like this thing is just for guys. So there should be that inclusion for girls and boys.
Okay, thank you very much, Deborah, for that. There should be inclusion between both boys, male and females, and then it should also start from families. So families, parents should also encourage females to also get included in tech. Okay, so my next question, I would be asking this question to Bukola. So Bukola, my next question is this. There is a rapid growth of technology, as you can see how technology is growing, and it can be used in different ways. Can you identify some of the ways that you think that we can actually use technology to better track and measure progress towards gender equality and hold governments accountable, and also stakeholders, and in order to achieve meaningful change in our society today? Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Benita. I think one way we can use technology to hold our government accountable is, I mean, was it not like 2 weeks ago we had the general election, right? And why INEC were like, oh, the Beaver, there was no internet or stuff, that was why they were unable to upload the results immediately. There were people that actually came up with their own app, and they were able to log in. And apart from that, I also read that you can also upload on IV offline, and when there's internet, it will go online. So this is one way that we can hold government accountable. We have apps for that. And again, there are apps that when you have like sexual related issues or harassment, there are apps that you can go get lawyers and at the same time report the case. also for police officer and on their website, even on their Twitter handle, if you go on Google also, you will see how to hold police officers and report them with a veil. So there are a lot of ways that technology has literally made it easy for us to be able to hold our government accountable. And if you want to go anonymous, you can also do that and still report whatever you want to do. Even before the election, I think one of the events I attended, Black did an event that I attended, and one thing that was said during the roundtable was the fact that there was a app before the election, but I didn't think they publicized it enough, that there was a app that if during the election when you feel as if okay, there's unrest in your place and security people are not there or something, or you just notice something, you can take a record or a picture and upload it on that app, and there are agents that are actually going to be there and filter the ones that are fake news and the ones that are real news. So technology has literally made it so easy for us to be able to hold our government, stakeholders, and anybody accountable. But the question should be, are the government allowing us to hold them accountable with this technology? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bukola, for that. Thank you very much. So she is of the opinion that women should also be involved in app creation, right? So that they could use the app creation to also to monitor and be able to demand accountability from our government. Okay, so my next question, I'm going to be asking Mary Ogar again, and this question is this. I know that you have been in the tech space for a while, and you know I understand that women face a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to you're giving a role or a task to do, and you also have the male gender that's also giving the same role. I know that. So I want to ask this question. As a female in tech, you must have encountered some of these challenges. And so my question is this: has there been any form of disparity between you, or would you say you were respected because you're a female? Oh, she's a female, she has this, she's a female that is into robotics. Because trust me, when I see females and I'm like, robotics, UI, UX, it's always like, oh, how were you able to decide that, oh, I want to actually go into this? I know that you face a lot of challenges. So would you say that you were respected, or was there disparity between you and the male gender? And so that's my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So as a female, men tend to be promoted based on potentials in the workforce. And women are being promoted based on proving performance. 70% of the time, I can't say for all the time. So as a female, you always have to prove you're good. But a male can just have that potential and is given the opportunity to prove himself, for growth in an organization. And as a female, when you work with male, I tend to say that when the job is accomplished, most times male get the credit than the female. But when there's a fall, everybody gets the credits. And that's one of the things I've noticed as a female in the tech space. Then, as a female, you could also, okay, when you let it slide, she's being sensitive, she's being nice, but a lot of good things will slide you by. That's one. But when you go for what is yours, you speak out. You feel you're dominant, you feel you're bossy. But if a man is speaking up for what he wants, he's not bossy, he's being a man, So basically, those are challenges we feel in tech go through. As a female, it's not really easy to be listened to among the male force. So sometimes you have to command that audience respectfully. Command doesn't mean you have to shout, you have to stand on what you want, you have to ask for what you want, you have to choose not to tolerate what is not okay by you. So we also go through that in tech course. But
like she said earlier, it's getting better from what it used to be. So thank you very much.
Okay, so I would also add to this question. So you said we should command respect. How do you think, as a female, we can actually command that respect in the workplace and in the society at large?
Speak up when you need to. Even if you're just the only female in the room, speak up. When someone is taking your credit, you speak up. When you are being spoken to in a way that is not appropriate, you speak up. It's just like some years back when they said First Lady, her duties in the other room, you're not supposed to let that slide. As a career person, you shouldn't let that slide. Some years back, there's a celebrity and they asked us her favorite position on the radio station. And she smiled and she said her favorite position is CEO. Do you understand? She had to use wisdom to respond to that, because that is not even a question that should be tolerated in the first place. You understand? So speak up for yourself, prove you are capable, not all the time, but you have to show them you are also capable. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much. The key point from what she said is speak up for yourself to show that you are capable. Okay, thank you very much, Ogar. So I'm going to be asking this question to, I want to call your son name, but let me just stick with Deborah. Okay, so I'm going to be asking Deborah this question. Okay, so this question is actually pretty straightforward, and what I'm going to say is I just want you to help highlight some of the challenges that you think that women face in the tech industry. I know that we face a lot of challenges, which you have already highlighted one. We've already mentioned. So I want you to actually highlight some of the challenges women face in the tech industry and how you think that these challenges can be addressed to promote greater gender diversity, inclusion, equity, and equality. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I read some, I think it was Bloomberg, and we're talking about how during their interview stages they have this, I can't remember how they put it, but basically they were trying to bring in more equity. So I think for the female, they are deliberate about hiring female because they want to ensure diversity. So it's not just the usual hire interview process for everybody. So they go an extra mile to ensure that they are putting things in place so that women are also able to come in and be interviewed and get employment. Because usually they find that it is the male gender that is coming for this job. So I think for your question, I think that some of the challenges, yes, I think number one is even the entry barrier. Like many, as I said before, some people don't even want to try tech. I'm not trying, let me find something else. So I think that, as I mentioned before, so there are different programs, like I mentioned. I know when I was starting my design career, I joined the Chico African Mentorship Program, and it was very, very helpful because it's for women, and I think there's a women book, there are different other ones like that. So I think that's been very, very helpful for helping women to get in. Another challenge would be probably, maybe I haven't had this experience, but maybe finally you're already in, then getting promotion. So I think that's another challenge that people, some women face. And I think that organizations should be particular about ensuring equity in their companies. So it's not just, okay, finally we have women, yes, we have this percentage of women too, but how are those women also advancing in their career? So I think that organizations also have to be particular about these sort of things and ensuring diversity in their company.
Oh, that's a very good one. Thank you very much, Deborah. Thank you very much for that. So it boils down to organizations as well, right? To also ensure equity and equality. Okay, so my next question I'll be asking Bukola is, the good thing about it is that Bukola actually works in the non-profit sector. So I'm going to be asking her this question. So we already know that so many women have come out to combat gender inequality, CSOs, individuals. They all make different attempts and contribution to bridge this gender gap. But yes, there's still space. We know that, of course, we're seeing differences. We can see that our community is advancing, more females are getting involved in tech and all of that. But we still know that regardless, we cannot close the fact that yes, there's still gap. So how do you think that these individuals, private organizations, global institutions, what do you think they can do differently from what they've been doing before? What do you think that, highlight some of the key things you think they can do differently to ensure that this the causes of gender inequality is actually bridged? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question, Benita. I will say that it's not, maybe they are not already doing it, but what they really need to really prioritize and put in more effort in. I think the first thing is that we should be so intentional about giving opportunities for women, like specifically for women. And you give them the opportunity does not mean that women will come out. You need to go and meet them at that place they are and bring what, just like today Oluwabukola, right, on Twitter, that did the Chelsea stuff. It didn't just open his organization like, oh, this is what we do. It took it to them. So we need to take it to these women. We need to go to the rural place. We need to take it to them and tell them and let them know. Give them the opportunity to actually know what you are offering them. It is not just posting the flyer on our social media place. On the communication person, right? It's not just posting the social media, the flyer, but we need to go down to them and go and meet them and tell them that, okay, this is what we want them to learn. And trust me, you'll be surprised. I didn't even know people were so interested in chess like that. But when you go to them, you'll be surprised how many women will be actually interested. As she said, we need a more conducive environment for them. You need to be so intentional and make your workspace inclusive for women. Because if it's not, they won't feel comfortable there and they might leave. Again, we need funding. Yes. Right? We need funding. Tech cannot happen without good laptop, right? Good smartphones. You need to either subsidize or sponsor women for good laptops and good internet. Because I don't know, I think it's UN that I read today that 35 or 25 quote unquote women do not have access to internet. So that the fact that you do not have access, I don't know, if you don't have access to internet, can you do anything with tech? Like anything? Nothing. Without internet without access to technology, as a writer, I can still write offline, then wait and upload. So we need subsidized data in my own area too for this to actually occur, because I believe that technology on its own consume a lot, especially when you are doing the coding and UI UX. Data, it takes a lot of data, right? So these are things we need to put in place, because it is not just now giving them the laptop. What are they going to use to go into the tech? You need to empower them in a way that they will be able to make use of that laptop you are giving them. So it is not, again, as I said, it is not what should we do differently, but what should we be so intentional about to ensure that women feel inclusive and have easy access to technology, so that they will be able to do everything and anything. They can do everything and anything. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Okay, wow, this conversation is getting heated.
So, in addition to what she said, mentorship. Mentorship is the word. So So a lot of people, one of the reasons I went into Edtech was I came out of school and you're just out in the world, no guidance or anything. It's a totally different world from school basically, So you're trying to get your footings. We've come a long way, a lot of flyers. She said earlier, the interest, that's one. So when you take it to them, it's called orientation. They're informing them, there's an opportunity in this way, there's an opportunity in this way. Most of the people out there, it's difficult, it's a man's world. Now, okay, come into this, I will see you through. Sometimes they don't believe they can do it. That's the truth. So you have to have this patience, you have to have this tolerance, you have to have this funding. Do you understand? That's what she was saying. You have to have this mentorship program. It's really necessary. Some time ago, I had a student, she's like 14, so she attended our summer program, and all of a sudden, I'm not interested in tech, She did the first one. She's an introvert. She did well. But you know what? I said, okay, anytime I'm having a teen program or a younger youth program, I'm going to encourage her, maybe anybody going to UI, UX, when I organize the program, just let her see that there are amazing things women are doing in tech. It's not a man's job. So we need mentorship program. Like, you give them a space to make a mistake. You don't just push them into the world where if they make mistake, they lose their job. They make mistake, they let go. They make mistakes, looking like the money is not coming fast. You understand? You have to fund those mentorship programs. You have to make them believe in themselves that I can do it. It's not just because I was told I can do it. I can actually do it. You understand? Basically, that's what I get about.
Wow. Well, the highlight for me from what she said an enabling environment. Women need an enabling environment to ensure that they're able to thrive in the tech space. And then she also mentioned funding. We need funding to ensure that we are given the opportunity to access the resources to help us thrive in tech. And then she now mentioned mentorship. Women need mentorship, constant mentorship to make us understand that, to make us come out of our shell, to make us, to help us believe in ourselves, to make us feel like, yes, we can do it. Continuous encouragement and mentorship. And trust me, I agree with that. Well, okay, so I'm going to also ask you this question, Mary Ogar. So, the question is this. I know you have a lot of years of experience, I don't know, but in tech space. So from when you initially joined the space, as well as a few other things, or at least you know that you've been able to evolve, from when you joined this tech space and now, would you say there have been difference? Can you point some of the differences that you feel that you've noticed since you joined the tech space?
Thank you very much. There's been a lot of difference. While I was preparing for this, I just realized that women are taking the space and taking it drastically. There's a saying I always tell people, like when I go for programs, when I'm having a team program, when a woman puts her mind to something, she goes extreme and that. Like, she goes all out and that. I just realized almost all the fintech we're using currently, from bamboo to piggyverse to were women. Like 2017, 2015, it wasn't like that. Even the bags, the EDs for bags, they are women. So there has been a drastic change. And for everybody out there going into tech, one of the things to push is to research on women in tech. It pushes you. I think for me, in 2016, Sandra, she's the COO of Facebook. She was one of the persons that pushed me when I read her story. So if you're a lady, if you're a woman and you really want to go into tech, you have to get the motivation, inspiration from
people that are creating those space for tech. Women are taking charge, they're taking it. And for everyone out there, you can too. It's one step at a time, you can. So they've been a drastic change. And we're doing it swiftly, like no noise, just doing it and doing it well. Okay, thank you very much.
Wow, great. So we have to keep on researching women that are already in the tech space. If we really want to go into the tech space, it's beautiful. Yes, it motivates us. Yes, beautiful. I had a friend that told me something. He said, I don't think I want to be gender biased, but he said something. He has an organization, and then I remember he mentioned something about how he has had several men lead the programs. But it's always from one fight to another. Because you know how men like to be in charge. Oh, don't tell me what to do. Most times, I'm not saying almost a lot, but more, the truth is, it happens in organization. But he now got this female that has been managing the program. And he just discovered that, oh, wait a minute, so why have I been hiring men? And women would apply, they'll be like, no, I don't want a woman. I want a man that is really, that would really take ownership. But see, he was mentioning how since he started working with this lady, she's so good, and how he got to understand that women actually, just like I said, when they set their mind to something, they go over and beyond. So that's a very good one. So yes.
Okay. So if you observe in the working environment, women last more in the job than men.
True.
Most men are flyers. I just learned that last year. I think from my dad, I was complaining with one of my staff, and he said you employ flyers. So flyers are people that are actually good with skills, extremely very good with their skills, but they don't last. They don't last as staffs. So they're jumping on the next opportunity, on the next money. But women relax. They take time before they leave you, except it's not conducive, it's not safe. The woman will just everyone will just wake up and leave the organization. So while they are there, they learn. So when they are given the opportunity to lead, they do it well. Because they've gathered the experience, they've grown at that career, they've grown at that field. So when the woman actually sets her mind to do something, she does it well.
Wow, when a woman sets her mind to do something, we do it well. Like, we do it well. Yeah, okay. So, Deborah, I'm going to be asking you this next question. So the next question I'm going to be asking you is about technology advancement as well. So we can also see that emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning languages are already emerging, and trust me, I don't know how many females, I've tried doing some sort of research to know how many females are actually really into this AI stuff, but just very few. Very, very few. So now, would you say, how do you think that we can ensure that there is no perpetration of any exacerbation of existing gender bias in previous tech field? So how do you think that this gender bias is already taken out before women now start delving into and there is no, you said? Okay, so the question is this. How do you think from this growing tech, artificial intelligence, machine learning languages, how do you think that we can ensure that there is no perpetuation of existing gender biases and inequalities that is already existing within the digital space, especially for women? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question. So with artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, you can see how, I don't know how many people have heard of ChatGPT, with Siri, all these things, the examples of like how artificial intelligence is taking place. And so I think that, so you can see in some of this, for artificial intelligence, it's based on algorithms, and these algorithms are like fed data, and the data that they are fed is this data that we have that has bias. The way people view women and everything, I am feeding all this data into the algorithm for this artificial intelligence. So your development is going to carry the same biases that exist today. So I think that in combating this so that it does not repeat itself in this emerging technology, we have to find a way to maybe vet data that is going into this algorithm to ensure that they're not carrying these bias that exist. So vetting it by ensuring that this data that is going in, it does not only exist applied to women. We have other underrepresented groups as black people and other underrepresented groups. So this data, we have to ensure that maybe we are vetting it so it does not carry the same bias to this emerging technology.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so Bukola, I'm going to be asking you this question. So my question is this: what are the opportunities you think that we can provide, or what are the opportunities you think women can actually go into that can actually unleash that hidden potential? You know that the truth is, like she mentioned, we have hidden potential, but because of that enabling environment that we haven't been provided, we now feel like we're incapable, or we don't feel worthy of doing all these things. So now, what do you think? What opportunities do you think is available that you feel that women can actually use this opportunity to actually unleash that hidden potential in Texas?
Okay, thank you so much. I think that, or I believe again that before we go to opportunity, we need to ask the woman or the women what do they want to go into. Because again, I believe that every skills or every skill that we have, it can be easily monetized and can put that the best in you. You just need to focus on, you just need to be intentional about learning it. And when we go to the tech world, there are a lot of opportunities that women can use to actually be a better version of themselves, like even to the best version. I was talking to a friend like 2020, and she told me that they have programs, and even she mentioned that she organized programs for teenagers, right? These are opportunities that you will see, and you should actually go into it. Back then in university, there's something I usually do. When I see flyers and I don't even know what it's about, I'll just go. In my mind, I just want to go and know what they are doing there. And then I go and I see, and if it's something I'm interested in, I will go and meet the organizer and say, can I volunteer? The easiest way to get to tech companies or any organization is just to go, can I volunteer? That's what I will tell them. And when you tell, oh yes, you can, I can carry chair, I don't mind. No, there was a particular time, this is just part of it, right? There was a particular time that I wanted, there was a program that was organized mainly for women by the Power State widening, and I wanted to go, but I didn't have the fund to pay for the event, but I wanted to go. So when my friend decided to chat with the organizer, he said that we want to be ushers for the event. It's a women event. Big, this thing, actress and everything. We say we want to volunteer as usher. They're like, they already have, we say we don't mind. In case one person will not come, they should just put us inside the slots that want to volunteer. The man said, okay, that we can come and volunteer. We stood though, because we did not sit down and volunteer, so we can't think about, but we don't mind. After they gave us certificates as participants, we stood and we learned. And all the business, whatever they did, we were jotting it down in our phone as we were standing in our notepad. But we did it. So what am I trying to say? There's a lot of opportunities for women, online, offline. You need to be so intentional about it. Thank God for technology again. Go on Instagram, go on YouTube, go on LinkedIn, just type anything like technology, hashtag. You see a lot of stuff coming out under technology, posts and everything. You see flyers of events there. Go on Eventbrite, type technology as a keyword. You will see event and your location is so easy that you can even streamline them. You pick your location that you want and you can just attend. You can subscribe to this YouTube page, Eventbrite page, and when they have more events coming about technology, learn about it. Just learn about it and make it of the good opportunities that we have all around us. I think that's what I'll just say for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bukola. Thank you very much. So she's advising that we have to constantly volunteer, constantly research opportunities to broaden our tech mind, so that we could also learn and try in tech space. Okay, I'm still going to ask you another question, Bukola. So this question is this: oftentimes women are excluded from policy making on basis of gender biases. I'm sure you're aware of that, and which is a very popular thing in our world today, unfortunately. And we know that we know how it feels like as a female when your voice is being heard, when you make contribution and say, oh great, that's a very good one. And then you feel like, oh wow, okay, I know how we always feel. But the truth is, at the same time, despite the fact that we are told how smart we are, how intelligent we are, there's still this gender biases. Do you understand? And this is one of the reasons why we're excluded from policies. So I would like to ask, how do you think females are how do you think we can ensure that females are actively involved in this policy making and design and development to ensure and development of that technology and innovation? Because the truth is, I think we are all interested in this tech. I think females have come out, they are now interested in that. Gone are the days where females just want to come out to fight. Hey, allow me speak in this place, allow me speak. But no, it's not that anymore. Females now want to be tech savvy. How do you think that we can actually work around this to ensure that we are also included in this policy that will also involve funding as well? Provide us with the funding to ensure that these innovations and tech, we are also involved in this policy.
Okay, I think this question is about politics and technology.
Yes, politics and technology.
Politics in Nigeria. Going back to the question you asked, Deborah, when you asked that, is gender-based issue cultural? You see, this issue is start from our home when we come to that politics. Because the truth is, I'm sure all of us have like a family, maybe all of us should have like a family, or we know somebody, or we have a friend, or we have a family friend that kind of have twins, and they are both male and female, right? I mean, they were born the same day, just few minutes difference between them. And are they going to have the same experience of Nigeria? Male and female twin, are they going to have the same experience of Nigeria? They won't. From birth. I mean, they didn't do anything. It is there already, and it is something that we need to fight from primary education. We need to be intentional about this for primary education. You see that statement of female should assist, male should be the class captain. We need to start it from primary school, because it is what you do in primary school that you take to secondary school. And if it is not called also in secondary school, you take that idea in university, you take it to politics, and you are going to affect women who are genuinely interested in technology with your idea. And Nigeria we are getting there, but we are not yet there in Nigeria. Let me use that statement. Because was it not 2 years ago that 5 bills for women-centered bills were thrown out of the Senate? 5 of them, none of them was even approved, not one. So coming back to this politics and technology, how can women be more involved in politics so that we can have that access to technology and the funding we are looking for? Because when you need change, there will have to be a lot of funding for change. One way I would say is the education. There needs to be this orientation about the importance of women sitting. at the last 9 assembly that we have, women, we have just 10 Senate for female, representing female, they're out of, and the Senate that we're supposed to have a system. Is it three? No, I think this should be out of it. But it's like we are not even up to the 20% there. So when the bill is being read and they're like, oh, okay, we should vote for the bill or not. There's no woman, there's no enough women there to be able to even pass and vote for the bill to be passed already. So we need women, we need the first thing, we need more women in politics. All of this politics is not my own. Politics is everybody, so because it's dealing with us every day. Whether you're a politician or not, we are experiencing politics currently. As long as you now have money in your account, you now have up to 20,000 naira cash, not in your bank, cash. You are experiencing politics. Politics is playing with our life literally every day. So the first thing is we need women up there. When we get more women up there, it will be easier when you are bringing women-based issue for these women to be able to identify with it. Because most of these issues we are saying, men might not understand the importance of us saying we need a conducive environment for women. They'll be like, what is not conducive in the environment? But women already understand that environment is not very conducive for them. That is a setback for the women already. When we get more women there through education and sensitization, it will be easier for us to be able to get more policies that are gender-based or women-focused politics and so. I think that is my answer for that. Thank you.
Okay, this is getting hot. So in addition to what she said, right, I would always say it starts from the home. Anything about society starts from the home. We have to change this mentality. So you don't know you're a lady. You don't know you want to wash here, you want to clean house. You're already killing the confidence of that child. You are subjecting her to be the inferior to the other gender. So first of all, sometimes the parents. I always do that, and I always encourage people to do that. We're talking of politics, society. It starts from the parents. It's what our parents install in us. That's what we take to the society. That's what we take to nursery school, primary school. You understand? A male child can slap somebody and it's okay. He can shout, it's okay. But a female child can't do that, and it's not ladylike. That's the word. It's not ladylike. So we have to inform these parents. Watch what you say. Watch what you encourage unknowingly. Ages 0 to 5, those are the best time to form a child's brain. The things you input to those child that continue for a lifetime. So let's watch what we do with our male and female children. That's one. The second is, I said it earlier, women need to speak up. Who knew about Aisha Yusufu? Nobody. She spoke and you was here. You understand? She's a Muslim. She's coming from a society where they are not allowed to talk. She's supposed to be compressed or suppressed. That's the word. But she didn't stop there. I know how she has been insulted, dragged by the Muslim society. That is not the space of a woman. That's not the place of a woman to talk, to be everywhere. You saw this her last campaign, you're like, she's not supposed to dance and something like that for a woman, And I'm like, who made those rules? So as she's defined the rule, did she die or did somebody die? That's the question I keep asking. If it's not working for you, you define it and you make them listen. Sometimes when you make an effort as a woman, it's not appreciated. You make people listen. You make people stop. You understand? You don't just accept it. If you've read the story, not heard. If you've read the story of Marilyn Monroe, like that Marilyn Monroe. Go and read her story. She broke that stereotype for women. Blondes were not appreciated in Hollywood. She broke that stereotype. The blonde everybody is doing blonde hair right now. That was what pushed her to become a producer. She was not accepted because she had a blonde hair. She was not listened to. So you make people, you create a space at the table. You sure you make the table as a woman. You don't just settle for less because there's a rule that is suppressing you. It won't work. There are a lot of issues. I will always say, even from creation, we deal with fellow women. You will find your way to that table. You will make sure you're at the table. You will make your way. So nothing basically favors women currently. So you just have to push through. Push with all your guts. We have two things from the family. We start sensitizing parents. Those little things they say actually kills the confidence of our children. Of us. Then that child grows up feeling that even when she was mentioning from class captain, SUG, have you seen a female SUG? Please tell me. You see? What school? SUG president. That's what I'm saying. That's what she was trying to, that's what she was saying. There's always vice, because it has been there that we are supposed to see. Like a man is supposed to know, you understand? If you talk now, some people say when in the Bible, God chose male and disciples. Do you understand? So you have to break through. If the opportunity doesn't come with the opportunity. Just like what Aisha did. Just like what Marilyn did. So you have to be heard. You have to make yourself valuable to be heard. You have to make them know your importance. Then another thing, women should stop tearing women down. That's another thing. Women should stop tearing women down. It's not a competition, it's a win-win. If we have over 20 Senate representatives, it's a win for us as women. You understand? So it's more encouraging when we are united and we see the good in ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, the question that was, every time I try to take the mic, I'm like, oh, I'll ask you this question too. But then you now answer the question, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, let me ask you this question. And then you now answer that, and then I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you've answered most of the questions I would like to ask. But it's a beautiful thing to understand that women should not keep quiet. We should keep voicing out. We should keep speaking up, which is a very good one. Thank you very much for that contribution. So, Deborah, I'm going to ask you, I'll ask you this question. So, we've all been talking about politics, and we'd also like to hear your view on this matter. So, how do you think we can use technology? How do you think we can leverage technology and innovation to advance women's leadership and political participation in our world today? I'm sure you know this is not just in Nigeria. So how do you think we can now leverage this technology and innovation for more female participation?
Thank you for your question. I remember she mentioned her friend Alex did that analysis through YouTube. YouTube is a technological innovation now. So I think that we have some of these, I think that's the only question. So I think we can use tech for women. The fact that she was able to learn without, she did not have to go to any school, she did not have to pay, she did not have to do anything. There are so many free resources. You mentioned Coursera. My UX design certification, I took everything on Coursera. I did not pay anything, and I have certificates, because you can even apply for financial aid and they will give you. You can use that. There's this lady, I can't remember her surname, but she's a tech person, so she's on Twitter, and I think every year or so she gives like free, I don't know where it is, But like for women to take 9 degrees on Adesipe and she pays for it. So I think that these are some of the ways by which we can use technology and innovation to bridge the gap for women to have more access. So through Edtech, like she's into, that's another technological innovation that we can use for women. And we have to, I can't remember which one of them mentioned that we don't just say this is available for women. We go and find the women where they are and say that this is available for you guys to use. Like you are also appreciated here. You also could do this thing. So sensitizing these women and letting them know that they also can do this. Like this is not above you. You can also you can do. I think that you mentioned. I can't remember mentioning that women. Whatever women do, they tell their bicycle. Women. I feel like women can do anything. Like what men cannot even do, women do it. So I think that women need to understand that don't see things as above you. This thing you can also do. So these are the ways that we can use technology to bridge the gap for women to also have equal access.
So let me ask you again, what are the most effective steps you think women can counteract that negative stereotypes that we already have? Trust me, most women we have it. We just have to push it behind.
Women have
negative stereotypes. They are incapable, they are not as smart, they can't, no, I can't do this, or stuff like that. What are the effective ways you think that women can actually navigate through the
I think it also still starts from the home. From that, when you are young, there's always that. We're 3 girls and I have a younger brother. And sometimes my mom treats my younger brother the same way she does us. Your sisters are cooking, you are also cooking. And then there's some neighbors that will be like, he's the head of the house, he's the boy, can you come? And mom is like, she does not raise her children like that. What the boy is doing, the girl is doing. And I think because my brother came late, it was we were all girls. So my mom and dad are kind of people that they make sure that whatever opportunities are available for boys are available for their daughters. So I feel like from when I was young, I always had that in my head that whatever a boy can do, I can do it too. But there are also instances where you kind of belittle yourself. When I was starting out my UX design career, I was unsure. I was like, can I do this? But having people around you that are motivating you and letting you know that you can do it. I feel like women should just try. The best thing you can do is try. What's the worst thing that happen? You fail. If you fail and you decide to try again, you can never. I've had friends that they started design, they said it was not for them, they went to front-end development, they said it's not like they went back to design. But just try. Don't just stay in one place and think that one way is going to happen and things will get better. Nigeria, it almost does not favor you. So you have to everybody needs to find a way to do something that makes sure that this country will favor them. So I think that women, first of all, from the home, as parents, as a society, we need to change our mindset of women are less, or they don't belong in this place, or men are the ones that just want that one. I think that's the first thing. The next thing is that as we that were older, and maybe we already had that mindset from younger, we need to change our mentality. I think that there needs to be more. There are some women that don't believe in all this gender equality. They don't see the need for it. They say I'm doing well or whatever. But I think that for people there needs to be. I think there are already some of these organizations and programs that are trying to empower women. So women that I think maybe there needs to be more that is done so that more people can see that they are valuable and they can do whatever they put their mind to. So then women themselves need to now change their thinking and see that whatever they put their mind to, they can actually achieve it. Then there was something I wanted to mention when she was talking about women speaking up. So there's this story in the Bible where I think there were 4 or 5 sisters, and I think God told Moses to apportion land to the 12 tribes, and their father had died. so they were not giving any share. And they have to come to the judges like, you guys, because our father is not alive and do not have any son, does that mean that we're not going to be forgotten? And then Moses took it to God. And God said, they're right, give them their own portion because they are their father's daughter. So if they are not spoken up, it's not just gone past. So I think that the whole speaking up to agreement is very important. If I had not read that story, I think that I would have just felt like from the beginning, it was always women were shut out and there was no. But you saw that even God said that, like you spoke up, if you don't speak up, you just go like that. So speaking up is a very, very important thing for women to do also.
Alright, thank you very much. Speaking of changing your mindset is one important thing we need to do to counteract all those negative stereotypes. Okay, and then my last question will also be going to Mary Ogar. So this question is very simple. So the question is this. We know that there have been changes in technology and people are doing what's obeying mind, starting from how they wanted to get involved, how they want when people in female tech. What do you think you would do differently, or what do you think we should do differently? So let's start with you. To do differently. Or what would you have done differently? So using examples of people that other females, or let's say using examples of Adesipe. So what do you think, or other females in tech? I don't know, you have role models, you have people, you already mentioned that we should do a lot of research to female in tech. So you mentioned somebody that motivated you or something. So what do you think? Do you think that they all done everything that they need to do to ensure more inclusion for women? Or do you think that there is something that you need to do differently? Or what do you think you can do differently? Or what do you think we can do differently to get more women in tech? Like, is the conversation still continues? We still need to ensure as much as possible to ensure that more females are in this tech space.
What would I have done differently? A lot of people are already doing it. Mentorship. So we've all agreed that the home had a lot of things to play, right? So we have to make our women unlearn a lot of things. So mentorship, we have to unlearn that you can't. You have to unlearn that you are under the men. You have to unlearn a lot of things. So I'll do more mentorship program and show them visible results. I remember when I was in school, 2013, I wanted to go into networking. In short, I actually went into networking. And while I went into networking, I read computer science, BSc. So it was more like databases for women, networking is for men, programming is for men. And I didn't have that patience for programming as a day. So networking. So everybody felt like networking is for men, that was it. And I'm someone that I don't like those stereotypes. It's what men like I like. So I've always been like that, you know. So I actually went into networking. And while I was waiting for service 2014, I had a friend that was the manager in Ericsson. So then Ericsson was the one in charge of all the NTN masts in Abuja. NTN masts. So I just went to one of their sites and I was like, I want to be a networker. They're like, you know, they were installing masts, trying to configure the mast and everything. They're not judging. I should climb the NTN mast. Now NTN mast is short now. Like, basically really short. Then NTN mast is very long. Lucky that I was on the short. I climbed it. And that's how I got that trip. So I just had to prove to them that it's not just because I'm a lady. And till my service year, I was working with Ericsson without nothing. I just proved to them that I was determined to do it. You understand? So sometimes you have to prove, you have to go for it, and you have to make sure they listen to you. You understand? So it's more of mentorship, it's more of giving them a chance, sensitizing them. It's more of just making them know that there's an opportunity in this. It's not as difficult as it is. It's not a man's job. A woman can do it, a woman can do better. You understand? I mentioned earlier, I had some, I can't do this, I can't do this. I still, when it's just complain twice, I'll just, okay, give the child. When I'm organizing a female program, like maybe something like this, and they are younger youths in their 20s or something, or teens, okay, the child should come for it. Just see younger people doing amazing things, encourages. You understand? So I will not have to do the talking much. The child is seeing it. And we hear a child saying, I have a child in my company that has cloned almost all the major big websites, and when you have that kind of child sits down and talk and show you what he has done, I don't need to do the talking. The child has done the talking for me. Do you understand? So that's what I would do differently. Just give them visibility. Give them physical evidence that, okay, this is possible. This is somebody that did it. Like her friend's story. She sat home. Lockdown was only 3 months and 2 months. No, she utilized it on her own. Do you understand? So those kind of stuffs are what you would encourage. Her story will motivate you. You know, like 1 or 2 program language, and that story has actually motivated me very seriously. So it's those life stories. You feature it, you take it to schools, you talk about it, they see it, you know. Those stuffs help the females a lot. Okay, thank you.
So she will be doing more of impact, because it's a good thing to hear impact stories from people that have benefited from your programs. Well, okay, thank you very much. At this point, we have come to an end of this conversation, and it was a very, very interesting one. Trust me, I have learned a lot from what she has said. Now I'm on YouTube to learn everything that I need to learn. And also, he also mentioned the fact that you were able to get some courses free and you were able to get certificates. Well, sometimes when I see courses and I'm taking, I'm like, what am I taking this course if I don't even, if I can't get certificate? And yeah, thank you for that as well. And yes, thank you everyone. Thank you our audience, thank you our panelists, and thank you Bukola, thank you Mary, and thank you Deborah. Your son name, Adesipe. All right, thank you so much, Deborah. Adesipe. Thank you.